welcome to our Week 16 topic on e-commerce. So this week we're going to discuss about the databases, the data warehouses, data mining, and the big data. After the topic discussions, you are expected to differentiate the database, data warehouse, data mining, and big data, and understand the application or uses of database, data warehouse, data mining, and big data. What is database? The database is the standardized data sets designed to make it easily accessible, usable, and maintained. You may say in a plain terms that a database at a location where the data is stored. The library is the best analogy of this. It contains the huge collections of books or various reading materials, and then the library is a database, and the data are the books. So there are different components of database. We have the hardware, the software, and the data. Hardware, this consists of the sets of the physical electronic devices, such as the input and output devices, the storage devices, and others. It also provides an interface between the computers and the real-world systems. If we say software, this is a set of programs that are used to control and manage the overall database. It also includes the database management system software itself. So the operating system is the network of software that being used to share the data among the users, and application programs that is used to access the data in the database management system. And if we say data, it is a set of characters that is gathered and translated for some purpose. Usually, those are used for the analysis. The database management system collects, stores, processes, and accesses the data. The database holds both the actual or operational data and the metadata, which is the descriptions about the data. How about the data warehouse? The data warehouse is a device that regularly retrieves and consolidates the data in a dimensional or compressed data stored from the source system. It typically retains years of experience and is being questioned for business intelligence and other analytical activities. This is usually modified in batches, not if transaction happens with the source network. The source systems are the OLTP systems, or the online transaction processing system. It is a program that aimed primarily at recording and processing business transactions. Information from the source systems was analyzed using the information profiler to identify the data's characteristics. The data profiler is an instrument capable of analyzing the extracting, transforming, and loading, or known as the ETL. This brings the data from the different sources into a staging area. It is a system that can connect the source system, interpreting the data, converting the data, and loading it in a target system. The direct digital synthesis, or the DDS, is a database which stores the data of the data warehouse in a format other than the OLTP, or the online transaction processing. The reason to bring the data from the source system into the direct digital synthesis and then query the DDS instead of directly querying the source system is that the data is structured in dimensional format that is more suitable for analysis in a DDS. The tools like analytic applications, the data mining, as well as the scorecard, The dashboards, the multidimensional reporting tools, and other business intelligence software can interactively extract data from a multidimensional databases. They collect the data to produce different features and results on the front-end scenes that allows the users to have a deeper understanding of their business. How about the data mining? Data mining is the process of exploring the data to find the patterns and relationships that describe the data and to predict the unknown or future values of the data. The key value of data mining is the ability to understand why some things happened in the past and ability to predict what will happen in the future. So to refer to predicting the future with regard to data mining, some people use the term forecasting and some call it as the predictive analysis. On the other hand, when the data mining is used to explain the current or the past situation, it is called the descriptive modeling, or sometimes it is called as the descriptive analytics or the knowledge discovery. Implementing the data mining in the business is growing by the day, both through the descriptive and the predictive analysis. Using the data mining, we can find the correlation between the purchase patterns and the customer demographics. So, for example, in the financial services industry, the data mining is traditionally used for credit scoring to predict the ability and the willingness to pay the loan based on payment behavior or the past delinquency, the current debt, the current credit history. We have the number of inquiries, the address, the bankruptcies, and the customer demographic. So in business intelligence class, popular applications of data mining are for fraud detections. We have the credit card industry, forecasting and budgeting, the finance. We also have the cellular or mobile package. We have the development by analyzing the call patterns. We also have the customers profiling, the usage monitoring, and the machine service times manufacturing industry. The data mining holds great potentials to improve the health system. It uses the data analytics to identify the best practices that improve care and reduce the costs. Researchers use data mining approaches like the multi-dimensional databases or the machine learning, the soft computing or data visualization, and statistics. We also have the so-called market basket analysis. It is a modeling technique based upon the theory that if you buy a certain group of items, you are more likely to buy another group of items. So this technique may allow the retailer to understand the purchase behavior of a buyer. This is an information that may help the retailer to know the buyer's needs and the change of the store's layout accordingly. And then we also have the educational data mining or the EDM. These are identified as predicting the student's future learning behavior, studying the effects of the educational support, and advancing the statistic knowledge about the learning. We also have the manufacturing engineering, wherein the data mining tools can be very useful to discover the patterns in the complex manufacturing processes. We also have the customer relationship management. It is all about the acquiring and retaining the customers, also improving the customer's loyalty, and implementing the customer-focused strategies. And then we also have the traditional methods of fraud detection, which are time-consuming and complex. And then we have the data mining ads in providing the meaningful patterns and turning the data into an information. We also have the intrusion detection. The data mining can help improve the intrusion detection by adding a level of focus to anomaly detection. It helps an analyst to distinguish an activity from a common everyday network activity. The data mining also helps extract the data which is more relevant to the problem. And then we have the financial banking, wherein the data mining can contribute to the solving of the business problems in the banking and finance by finding the patterns, the causality, and the correlations in the business information and the market prices that are not immediately apparent to managers. And then lastly, we have the criminal investigation. The high volume of the crime data sets and also the complexity of the relationship between these kinds of data have made the criminology an appropriate field for applying the data mining concepts or techniques. The text-based crime reports can be converted into a word processing files, and this information can be used to perform the crime matching processes. Then we have the big data. Class big data is images, photos, videos, music streams, or as a file too, or the unstructured text such as the documents and emails, the website log files, the output or the streams, and the scientific or industrial instruments, and sensors as thermometers, the pressure gauges. So the big data does not have to be big. Even 50 gigabyte can said that as big data if the structure is too complex for a normal relational database management system to store. So a small data is a simple data structure, and big data is the large collections of small data and can be collected from publicly shared comments on social media network, website, voluntarily gathered from the personal electronic apps through the questionnaires, product purchase, and electronic check-ins. Data analysts look at the relationship between the different types of data. So, such as the demographic data and the purchase history to determine whether the correlation exists, such as the assessment that may be done in the in-house or externally by a third party that focus on processing the big data into a digestible format. So the businesses often use the assessment of the big data by such expert to turn it into an actionable information. So utilize the findings from the data analysis and technology to market the sale. So the goal of the big data class is to increase the speed at which the products get the market and to reduce the amount of time and resources required to gain the market adoption. We have the target audiences and to ensure the customers remain satisfied. So those are the uses of big data. For further readings of our lecture, you may visit these sites. Thank you and good day.